welcome to another episode of Gas Network Presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
C-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
This is the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Woo! Love that intro, man. Give me hype every time. Hey, welcome, world. Hey, this is Gas Sports for the Culture. If you're not new to this, welcome home, baby. You back with us. Tonight, we're a little short one for right now, but G gonna tap in a minute. But right now, we got the three amigos. So, with no further ado, introduce yourself. Top left.
What up? Trey Amigos, man. Just a fun fact. Bryce was catfish one time, and they said my name was Juan in the catfish picture. Shit was hilarious. You had to know. You had to know to be there. So if you called me one of the three amigos, I felt right at home, bro. Because somehow people just automatically just so. Hey, I'm Scruff Lion. You know what time it is. I'm boring. I'm feeling good. I am freshly manscaped thanks to our sponsors, which we're gonna talk to them about them in a minute. Season 2, man. We got some hot shit ready for y'all. And a whole lot of fun stuff cooking up in our bag of tricks, man. So it's going to be a hell of a show.
Yes, indeed. Like my boy said, Juan Amigo, Juan Lion, baby. This is season 2, episode 2, or episode 53 if you've been there since the birth of this thing. But, you know what I'm saying? Top right.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist, a.k.a. Mr. Miyagi himself. Hey, man, Scrub, why you had to bring that catfish up, bro? I thought I put that behind me, man. I thought Neve was going to be knocking at my door, you know what I'm saying, with some crazy, shocking news, some crazy, shocking development. Wild time in my life, man. Wild time in my life, bro. I never thought it would be me.
Oh, boy. Hey, let's get into some more excitement, man. I know y'all got plenty of stories, but the biggest story in the NFL has to be the draft, right? We all watched the draft. We tuned in multiple days for some of us. At least the first round for most of us. And we always get into the little back and forth here about each and every one of our teams. So how did your team do in the draft? Like, throw me some grades for your own individual team before we get really to it. You know what I mean? Scruff, go ahead, take it.
Well, I mean, if I'm judging it off of day one, right? Day one, my man, the Eagles GM, man, Howie Roseman, he had me thinking maybe the things had changed in Philadelphia. Like, the tides were changing. We were making solid football picks. I love the pick, bro. I love the pick, bro. I couldn't be more happier with the outcome of picks, man. We're talking about a guy that's a undersized guy, whatever. Let him fall down any draft board you want. But Devontae Smith is a gamer. You can't tell me any type of weight, whatever you can. That's a football player. That was a football draft pick. It wasn't a X's and no. It wasn't some. This guy's a hybrid, fits position, scheme fit. He does fit any scheme, but that's beside the point. It was a great draft pick, and we moved ahead of the Giants to get the pick. I was extremely happy about that. But then a little bit later in the draft, we just got back to doing Howie Roseman shit. You know what I mean? So second round, a lot of great corners were on the board. A couple guys that I really, really liked. Tay Samuel Jr. I saw a linebacker out of Notre Dame, Nobuso. I was a big fan of him. I saw a lot of good players in the second round that we left on the board, and we went and drafted a offensive lineman who has pretty high grade, but very injury prone. I was a little concerned about that. Third round, I seen us trade back 3 picks, and then I seen Howie try to fist bump everybody. Clearly, somebody went off the board in those 3 picks, and Howie was the only one happy in the room. Just more of the same for Howie Roseman. But I'm hoping that the first round pick will be the pick that he gets right. With the rest of them, man, you know, it's nothing against the players. I've seen some good quality players amongst the crops. I don't know much about each of these guys, but I'm hoping for the best. They seem to have the right profile.
Hey, the fans are proud, man. My man D-Money's proud of you for exercising some sense. But Devontae Smith, man, it's always good when you get a top 10 guy outside the top 10, right? And you did jump in front of the Giants, so I love the competitive nature there. But you guys went Alabama round 1 and round 2. I mean, from my point of view, Alabama, SEC, Nick Saban, you got 2 guys that'll probably end up starting. That's a good draft. How do you feel about Devontae Smith linking back up with Jalen Hurts, another former Alabama guy?
Man, I love it, bro. I love it. You know, I was a firm believer in Jalen Hurts. I said on this show that I said that Jalen Hurts was ready to be the starter this season. Bryce was talking about we going to draft a quarterback. I didn't see a single quarterback drafted day 1, 2, or 3. Sounds like we're all in on the Jalen Hurts, and we got him a bona fide receiver. I'm loving it. I think it's a great combination, and I think it's a good compliment alongside Jalen Reagor, alongside Zach Ertz, Miles Sanders. I think he has a nice dynamic piece of that offense. I think he'll be a number 1 receiver right out of the gate.
All right, so give me.
They tried to trade up, bro. Come on, they tried to trade up. They just couldn't trade up. They couldn't get the deal done. They wanted to get rid of Jalen Hurts. And let me tell you this right now, man. Devontae Smith, fresh off the Heisman, guess what award he's not winning? NFL Rookie of the Year. You know why he's not winning that? He doesn't have a guy that can give him the football. Sad to see it, but it's the truth, man. Come on
now.
So you don't think that the college chemistry
translates
to the NFL? I mean, we saw Waddle is now with Tua, Chase is with Burrow. You don't think that trend holds weight in the NFL?
Oh yeah, I think it's going to hold great. I think it's all good, and especially we got the O lineman in there too, so he got some familiarity with snaps. You know what I'm saying? Because the snap can't be messing up the snap, bro. So you got continuity with your center. I like it. And the kid, man, I don't know. Bryce said he didn't have him in his top 50, but the kid Dickerson, he was ranked as a first-round grade minus the injury history. His injury history is troublesome, but this first-round grade, Alabama road grader. We got Alabama former offensive line coaches in our coaching staff. Or at least we used to. I don't know. They clean house, but so I like the pick.
Okay. So this time of year, everybody's generally in a good mood, good spirit, giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. So we like the Eagles draft for now. We'll see 2-3 years later. Bryce, what about the Washington football team, man? They battled Brady the best. You know what I'm saying? What did you like it? What do you think?
Come on, man. There's only one football team in the entire league. Y'all know that. It's the Washington football team. I loved our draft, especially our first 3 rounds. I think the number 1 pick we took, Jamin Davis out of Kentucky. That's a versatile linebacker right there. That's a linebacker with speed, 4-4 guy. Whenever you got a linebacker running in the 4-4s, you got a special athlete. You 230 pounds running the 4-4, you're legit. Led the SEC in tackles. Yeah, that's the same, division Alabama's in, Florida's in, all those big powerhouses. And, a guy from Kentucky led the league in tackles. That's pretty legit. So I did like that pick a lot. I think whenever you got 2 linebackers, former linebackers, and Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio choosing a linebacker, they're not going wrong with that pick. And I think they hit that one on the head. So I love that first pick. Second round, we got Samuel Cosmi. This guy was perhaps the most athletic lineman in the draft. I mean, his RAS score, which measures athleticism, is 9.99. It's the second highest score in the last 20 years of them taking this test. Samuel Cosmi is a 6'8" offensive tackle, going to come in and compete for that left tackle job right away. And I think he wins it. We got John Masco as the offensive line coach, one of the best in the league. I think he'll get his technique right. That's the only thing he really needs to work on is a little bit of technique. Then in the third round, we got an absolute steal in De'Ami Brown. Just like Cosmi, a lot of people had De'Ami Brown rated as a low first rounder. So whenever you're talking about you getting 2 low first rounders in the second and third round, I think you hit on those picks. De'Ami Brown's a wide receiver out of North Carolina, and he's legit, bro. He's legit, man. I mean, De'Ami is legit. He kind of reminds his college tape kind of reminds me of Terry McLaurin's a little bit. And Terry McLaurin, we also got in the third round, and he ended up being a steal. So we get another guy to put opposite of him. It's a big time pick. Then I like what we did in the later rounds too. I mean, I was kind of salty that we took a long snapper in the 6th round, but then we followed it up in the 7th round with a guy named Shaka Toney, a defensive end out of Penn State. A couple other Penn State defenders went really high, Micah Parsons and Jason Owe. But at Penn State, Shaka Toney arguably had just as big of an impact as those guys. So I think he'll come in and be able to give us some depth behind Montez Sweat and Chase Young, 2 bookends on the defensive line. So I really like what we did. I can't give us an A+ because that long snapper pick still threw me off a little bit. I would like to get that guy in undrafted free agency. But I do give us an A-, and that's without throwing on Jaret Patterson. Jaret Patterson had 8 touchdowns in 1 game out of Buffalo. He's from around the way, man, PG County kid. I love Jaret Patterson. I love that addition. So I think I'll give us an A-, man. I like what we did. I like the direction we went, and all of our guys were high character guys. You don't got to question any of their attitudes.
So do you feel like you're obviously a playoff team? Do you feel like this is a team that can compete now, can contend, or you still missing a few pieces?
Well, I think the number one piece we're missing is obvious. We don't have our quarterback of the future. We're still rocking out with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm not upset with that. Ryan Fitzpatrick coming off some of the best football of his career. If you check his stats, his production over his last couple years when he's played, he's been one of the most productive quarterbacks in the NFL. Don't take my word for it. Just do your research. And, you put him on a team that was that close to beating a Brady-led team. I think we've got a shot to continue to compete. We're in a very weak division. I don't see any other team. I see our only competition in the division being the Cowboys, and their defense to me is still going to be poo. So I do see us making another run at the NFC East and being the first repeat NFC East champs in years. So WFT all the way, man. The only football team in the league, man. Washington football team.
So Washington's gonna be better than the Eagles.
I don't think that's a question. Like I said, man. The Eagles' best hope is Joe Flacco coming, reviving himself, man. We'll see if Flacco can get it done, bro. But I don't see the Eagles being a threat to us at least.
All right. So you both feeling good about this draft. Will the NFC East be the laughing stock it was last season, or are you guys ready to compete? You know what I'm saying? The Eagles have their quarterback, it seems. They got a weapon. You guys got Curtis Samuel. Is the NFC East ready to compete, or is it just not yet? Maybe a few, maybe half, maybe the football team, maybe the Cowboys. What's going on with the NFC East?
Let me take that, actually. I think the NFC East is going to be much better this year, partly in because the Cowboys are going to be healthy. I think the Cowboys, on paper, they have the best team in the league. They went heavy defense this draft. I'm not the league, the NFC East. Let's not get crazy. They got the best team in the NFC East. But they went heavy defense in this draft, and that's exactly what they needed. Heavy dose of defense. They got a bookend, end-to-end linebacker dude that can come in and pretty much cover the field. In addition to linebackers they already have, short up the secondary. They have the best offense, clearly, on paper. Obviously, we know it's offensive league. But we do also know, I'll give respect to the Redskins. The Redskins have, I'll say, probably the best defense on paper in football. And if they're not number one, they're definitely top three. And then you add the addition of the linebacker in front of that front four, which is already one of the ferocious end front fours in the league. I think you have a problem. I think he's just going to be sitting there eating up blocks. He's going to be looking like Pac-Man. Just going to be boom, 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 because it's going to be so easy, bro, like behind that line. So because of that, you have to respect the Redskins. They're going to be a team that's going to win. They're going to win more games than they're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Because of that defense. But I don't know if they could be like a team that could really, really, really win it all. But I see them as a playoff caliber team. And then the Eagles, I think, is a team that I would say, respectfully, they're right in that mix between second and third in terms of a talent perspective, because there are still some pretty big holes for the Eagles to worry about. They got a secondary hole. They got, they had a much improved offense this year, but we'll see what's going to happen. If we won 8, 9, 10 games, that would be a little bit ahead of schedule. But I'm very confident in the future, and I think we'll be competitive this year. And I think we could possibly win the division if it's a shitty division like this year. If the division is only 9 wins, or if the teams are messing around with 9 wins, then yeah, maybe the Eagles could win the division. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we have a couple of double-digit team wins, this year in the division. So.
I don't know, man. I don't see the Eagles being better than the Giants this year. I mean, when you talk about the Eagles second or third when it comes to talent in the division, the Giants made splashes in the offseason in free agency. They went out and got Galladay. I mean, they weren't sitting back waiting for things to come to them. I think the Eagles had a hell of a draft getting Devontae Smith. I mean, you get a guy like Devontae Smith in that position. I thought he had top 10, top 5 potential just based off his talent alone. So I think they swung for the fences and they hit. Another thing that's kind of weird, man, is the fact that the Cowboys are the ones that traded him that pick. That's a little strange, considering both the Giants and the Eagles both wanted that guy on their team. You got to think, man, maybe the Cowboys have it out a little more for the Giants than they do the Eagles. Maybe they're fearing the Giants a little more than they are the Eagles. I think that's the right thing. The Giants have a much improved defense. I mean, Jabril Peppers, they got a couple dogs on that defensive line that finally started to show out. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I do like the Giants' potential. I think they are to me they're the second biggest threat to the Washington football team repeating for the NFC East title.
That's a fact. I do think somebody will emerge. I do like Giants drafting Kadarius Toney, pairing him up with
Trayvon Diggs.
Cowboys. Trayvon Diggs is in that secondary. But I really just wanted to give y'all the space to talk about your
Trayvon
NFC.
Diggs was getting burnt up last year.
Oh yeah, he was, man. But that's a character building year for the Cowboys.
They did bring in Dan Quinn, but
and a healthy Barkley. I almost forgot about that for the Giants. And they did all that last year without Saquon. Who's the D lineman they just re-signed? Leonard Williams finally woke up from the dead. Like, hey man, the Giants got a couple pieces over there, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in second place in the NFC East. Because I do predict Washington to take it.
I honestly think this team, the whole division, comes out the cellar a little bit, but this is probably 11 wins at the most out of this division. The top team at least. And it's between Washington and the Giants. I'm not really sold on Dallas just yet. Don't know what's going to happen with that. But like I said, I wanted to give y'all the space to, kind of celebrate your teams, especially Washington. You guys always win the offseason. So I wanted to let y'all get that off and talk about the NFC West a little bit. Mainly my squad, the 49ers, who I think had a solid draft, man. I don't think they reached for any pick other than maybe the quarterback. And that was the guy. That was the guy I liked. Guy I love. So Trey Lance, I told you it wasn't going to be Mac Jones. I knew it. But 49ers made some good picks, man. They got the safety out of USC. He's baby what's my man from the Steelers? I can't even think. My man with the Palomalu, his baby Palomalu. What's his name? I gotta pronounce his name right. Talanoa Uganga.
I don't think you pronounced that right, sir.
Well, if I didn't, forgive me. I think he's gonna make enough plays that the world knows it, and then I'm gonna know it, and hopefully I can shake that man's hand and apologize to him. But I think the 49ers did a good job, man. I don't even want to dwell on it too much because we're gonna have a good season. We're gonna be on Monday night. Y'all gonna see us. My man said, "Who? Get your Google out, man. Get your Google machine out. Google them 49ers." But so the biggest storyline coming into the draft was the quarterbacks. Obviously, the 49ers took Trey Lance. Out of the top 5 quarterbacks, how do you guys feel, man? Who's in the best position? Who do you think? Most importantly, 5 guys drafted in the first round. History tells us they all can't succeed. Who do you think is going to be the biggest bust?
Yeah, man. The fact of the matter is they all won't succeed. That's just a fact. Quarterback is the hardest crapshoot to really gamble on. You draft a first round quarterback, I'd say what? Maybe it's 15 to 25% chance that they end up being nice. And that's definitely going to happen here. So we got 5 of them. Let's say 1, maybe 2 end up being stars. So out of the 5 guys, if I had to pick 2 guys to be successful, it's an easy pick for me. It's Trevor Lawrence, and then it's Justin Fields. The other 3 guys, I think you're really grading them on potential. So when I start grading that potential, I do think Trey Lance has the greatest potential. But I also think he's up there with the greatest bust potential as well. But I don't think his bust potential is quite as high as Zach Wilson. Y'all know me, man. I've been saying on the show for weeks, I'm not a big fan of the quarterbacks with 1 big year of production. Both Trey Lance and Zach Wilson, it's only 1 big year of production. There's no history of sustained success in college. So you really got to judge them off that 1 season. When Trey Lance did come back and play 1 game the next year, he didn't look too good. I know it was the COVID season. You can tell me all about that, but he looked very pedestrian. Zach Wilson had a great final season at BYU, but the year before that, not so much. So if I had to judge right now, I'd say that those, and I throw Mac Jones in there, those 3 guys are the most likely to be bust. That's Mac Jones, that's Zach Wilson, and that's Trey Lance. I think that Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, those are 2 I'm penciling in to be eventual stars. I can't believe that Justin Fields fell that low to the Chicago Bears. I think they traded up to what? Was it 12 to grab him maybe? I don't know. Whatever it was, man, I couldn't believe he dropped that far. It was almost criminal. I don't know what they saw in that for that to happen. I can't believe Zach Wilson went over him when Justin Fields was penciled in since the moment he left high school, right behind Trevor Lawrence at the 1A, 1B. We'll see how it goes, but right now that's how I've got it.
I see where you're coming. I really do see where you're coming from, but that 1 big year didn't seem to hurt Burrow much. So I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
but I don't know, man. I feel you on the one big year not hurting Burrow, but Burrow had a totally different road to get there. Burrow came from another school, ended up at LSU. I mean, he went through the trenches to get to his final destination. He went through the trenches to become what he became. He started Ohio State, battled with guys like Dwayne Haskins, battled with stayed in the background and learned from guys like Urban Meyer. It wasn't like he was just a one-hit wonder like these other guys were, in my opinion. But I do feel what you're saying.
Okay. I got another question, but I'm gonna hold off because I want to kick it to Scruff real quick. I don't want to change the convo just yet. Who do you think is gonna be the biggest bust out of these top 5 quarterbacks?
All right, so I mean, I'm not gonna. It's not solely based on analysis. Sometimes I just gotta go with the eye test, and sometimes I just go with the way certain things just make me feel in the moment. So as I was watching the draft, I was looking at everybody walking up to the podium, man, and I am getting old, but I'm looking at this guy Zach Wilson, and I'm just looking at it like a baby in a suit. You know what I'm saying? Like it just looks like he just looked like a 16-year-old kid that they dressed up in a suit. And they put, he's obviously, has the measurables to be an NFL quarterback. I'm not trying to say he's like a premature or anything like that, but like this dude is very, very, very childish looking, and he just seems like a lot, coming from BYU. It's a small school program. You're going into. Yeah, exactly. He looked like Boss Baby. Facts. He looked like a baby in a suit. Like he looked like a 14-year-old boy being drafted. I mean, granted, I'm getting old, so tear me up if y'all want to. But I just from way I see and the way New York is, and the way that Sam Darnold had his stay in New York, I don't see it being pretty. I see it being pretty rough for Zach Wilson coming from the shrines of Utah to New York City, the Big Apple. They're gonna tear his ass up, man. I don't see it ending well for him. So he's my biggest bust potential for sure, easily. But I'd say Trey Lance is right there, right below him, because I think Trey Lance is a boom or bust. I think he's a lot like Josh Allen in the sense that he could be really, really good, but I don't know necessarily that it's a guarantee that he's going to be good. Like he could be either really good or not good at all. If you're talking about sure things, I put 2 names out there. Trevor Lawrence, you bank on that. You bank on that like Bitcoin. That's guaranteed money. But if you feeling like you want something a little outside, the best, the Ethereum of the crop, the best sure thing besides Trevor Lawrence is Mac Jones, man. It's an easy answer. Mac Jones is a winner in college. He's just come starting up with a winning program. My man was a little rough around the edges. He had some DUIs. Bill Belichick gonna get him straight. And I love that fit. Mac Jones in New England got to be the best fit, best landing spot for any quarterback you could dream of. And he's sitting in there looking like the heir apparent to Tom Brady. I could tell by the way he walked up to the podium that he was going to be a legend.
Okay.
Talking about legends, there go one right there.
The boy G, D-Malo Ragu.
What's up, guys?
Whoa, get yourself together. There we go.
I'm trying.
There we go.
I'm trying.
The man, the myth, the
Boss
legend.
baby.
What's up, fellas? Sorry for coming late.
G, let me fill you in, man. We just talking about the big 5 quarterbacks drafted in the first round and who we think is going to have the biggest bust potential. So Bryce and Scruff already kicked it off. We got a couple different names. I'm curious to hear your take on it.
Well, my biggest bust is going to be Trevor Lawrence on this end. I mean, yeah.
Spicy takes. I love it.
Super spicy. Personally, because he gets a coach that is his first time in the NFL. And let's see how that works out. And not all quarterbacks that come out of college with this big expectation like Trevor Lawrence could pan out. He's going to Jacksonville. When's the last time Jacksonville has anything gone right for them? It's been a while. They've been drafting quarterbacks for a while. We thought Blake Bortles was the guy not too long ago, and then look what happens with that.
Not we.
Oh,
No, he doesn't.
excuse me, Ma. The high consensus believe Blake Bortles was that guy during that year when he beat the Steelers during the playoffs, and they lose to the Pats. Like we all thought Blake Bortles, it was going out party, and then next year, like he deflates like the Patriots ball, deflategate. And then I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have the hardest ride any of the quarterback. Look at your boy Lance. He gets the 49ers, gets to sit back behind Jimmy G. You talk about Mac Jones. He gets to sit behind Cam Newton. Let's say both of those guys get at least a year to bench, learn the game, gets to study it. And then you got Justin Fields. Isn't he with the guru of quarterbacks, guru quarterback coach right now up in the Bears? So I think
Who's
Trevor
that?
Lawrence is Matt.
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. There you go. Matt Nagy. Didn't he talk about Carson Wentz giving him that crazy year, the MVP year?
Nah,
So
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
He's not a guru because he don't play for you. He don't coach for you guys. But yeah, for me, it's Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, out of all those quarterbacks, has an uphill battle.
So that's right on time, G, because that brings me right back to the question I wanted to ask Bryce. So we know Trevor Lawrence is going to start, right? We know Zach Wilson is going to start. Does any other quarterback in this group start? Do we only get 2 starters out of this top 5? Because Fields is playing with Foles and Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Two NFL vets. Does he get to start? So I'm curious. We got 5 quarterbacks. How many start?
Well, that's a good question. And G, I think you brought up a great point too, G. I mean, G, with Trevor Lawrence having the biggest expectations, that's one thing you can't sleep on. When the expectations are bigger, your bust probability is higher. Because even if Trevor Lawrence just comes out and is a little better than average, technically he's still a bust because he went number 1 overall. We've been thinking he was going to be the best for years. When we talking about starting, man, I think once you make that first round selection of a quarterback, I think the days of sitting a quarterback are over. Don't let Pat Mahomes' story fool you. There hasn't been a first-round quarterback that sat outside of Pat Mahomes probably in the last 5 to 10 years. They all end up seeing the field. I mean, just look at Tua last season. Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing pretty damn well. And when Tua was in the game, Fitzpatrick outplayed him. But what they do, they kept going back to the well that was Tua Tagovailoa because they paid the steep price of a first-round pick to get him of that top pick. So I think all these quarterbacks end up starting. The only one I could see possibly not starting is Mac Jones. So I think Bill Belichick might stay true to the original plan that is old school football of letting the quarterbacks to the year. That's the only one I could potentially see not starting. But all the other first round guys, pencil them in and starting the game this year.
So you think Trey Lance is going to start over Jimmy G?
Absolutely. Maybe not the game 1, but game 5, game 6, he will start this season. The only one I see probably not starting the season, like I said, is Mac Jones.
So 4 of these guys are going to start at least by some bye week.
Facts. Okay. At some point in the season.
Well, you made a good point because if you said Mac Jones might sit, he should. I think I never gave my biggest bust. I think Mac Jones is the bust. You're talking about huge expectation. What's greater than being the successor to Brady? Because we know Cam's not Brady's successor, right? Patriots took a quarterback in the first round. That's Brady's successor. That's a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? You're the guy in New England. That's a little bit bigger than being the guy with Jacksonville. I mean, if Jacksonville misses, they miss. All right. But Mac Jones, man, you're coming from Alabama, you're going to the Patriots. I don't know, man. If I'm Mac Jones, I don't want to start right now anyway. Can anybody name a starting receiver on their team?
Cam Newton.
N'Keal Harry.
N'Keal Harry. Yeah, right.
Bro.
They also signed Nelson Aguilar, I believe.
Yep.
So they tried to make some moves. They signed Nelson Aguilar and they signed another receiver.
Myers, Kendrick Bourne. They just declined Sonny Michel's option.
Got the best 2 tight ends in free agency. I mean, that was a big play. They got Hunter Henry and they got the boy from the Tennessee Titans. So hey, that was a big play. I didn't see Belichick making that splash. He's making somebody comfortable. We'll see if it's Cam or if it's Mac.
I mean, I think it's
Cam
Mac.
Newton though.
It's Mac for next year. It's not. I don't think it's Cam.
Man, y'all all wrong. All 5 of these quarterbacks going to start this year, bro. All 5 of the quarterbacks start this year. If they didn't want to start them this year, if they didn't need quarterbacks, they wouldn't be drafting a quarterback, bro.
Vegas got the number at 2.5.
2.5. Take the number. Take the money.
2.5 with the quarterback starting.
2.5. Yep.
Oh, I definitely go over that. Matter of fact,
I'll be cashing in on that right after the show. My number, I'd say the safe number is 4, but I'll go ahead and I'll say all 5 will start. You best believe Lawrence gonna start. Wilson's gonna start.
Is that opening
Fields gonna be
day
the next
starter?
one up.
Is that opening day starter, or is that just during the season? 2.5 anytime during the season?
I didn't see that. I don't know if it's during. I think it's opening
Yeah, you
day.
gotta clarify that.
Opening day. Okay. Opening
day. Yeah, that's fair.
So hold on, Nick. So you saying Mac Jones is gonna beat Cam Newton for the starting job this year eventually?
No, I didn't say that. I said that he's gonna start at some point this season. They all gonna start at some point this season. Yes, they will. Because Cam Newton. I told y'all, and I'm not changing from my stance that Cam Newton is not. He's not a starting quarterback caliber player anymore. He's gonna bomb up. He's gonna have a couple games that he's not gonna be performing. And best believe Mac Jones is gonna get a start.
You sound like that high school kid, man.
Yeah, no, boy. I disagree with that. I think Cam's still a starting caliber player, and I think Bill Belichick knows that. Cam was on, like I told y'all earlier in the season, man. Cam was on fire until COVID happened. Until COVID happened, Cam was killing it. He got COVID. It set him back a little bit. He never could really get up to speed with the rest of the offense. Give him a full offseason, you're gonna see Cam back to form.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm on the fence with Cam. I need to see a little preseason action, OTA action.
And come on, and on top of that, Cam Newton flourished with tight ends. Him in a decent run game in tight ends, he flourished. I think that's the reason why they got those two tight ends this offseason. This is Cam Newton used to flourish. I don't think Matt Jones starts, period.
Y'all right. And Hansel is dead on. Cam deserves one more shot and a full camp with the full New England roster. And he will get his one shot. But guess what happens when you miss this? When he misses that one shot? Next, Mac Jones sitting on the end of the bench, and it's going to be a warm bench. He's going to be already groomed up, bro. Like, Patriots don't draft starting quarterback. They don't draft first-round quarterbacks with no intentions. Like, we know what he's here for. He'll be looming over his shoulder. Cam Newton didn't have a great season this year with no good backup. Now, imagine what's going to happen when he has a first-rounder over his shoulder. Mac Jones will be starting by week 12.
Oh, well, I mean, if he gets to week 12, that means if Cam goes to week 12, he's not seeing the bench, bro. If Mac Jones gets a start, it's going to have to happen a lot sooner than that. Cam goes 12 weeks, that means he's balling.
Yeah, if a change happens at 12, we're talking injury most likely.
Yeah.
So we've been on football for a while, but to finish it off, man, a lot of these guys, one of my favorite things to say is the NFL and the NBA, man, makes more millionaires than any business. Period. You know what I'm saying? Every year they churn out more and more millionaires. So a lot of these young guys touching a lot of money for the first time, man. You're an NFL draft pick and you're about to touch your first millions. What are you doing with your money? Like, what's your first purchase?
A house.
Okay.
A house. I do the Michael B. Jordan. You ever heard this story how he bought a house and moved in with him and had his parents move in with him? Until he can officially buy himself another house. That's what I'll do.
Okay, I can respect that, man. That's a good guy right there, man. Move your parents in, move your folks in. Make sure everybody's situated for life, man. You got a home. All right, Scruff, how about you?
Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. First thing I'm gonna do, I'll probably buy a house, but I'm gonna buy a house, and then the rest of that's going in cryptocurrency, bro. Matter of fact, pay me my contract in cryptocurrency. Like 75% of it, I want in crypto. I just need to pay my bills with cash. I don't. The rest of it, I want it.
So you want it in one specific crypto, or you just spread it out?
Nah, give me Bitcoin.
Okay, that's fair. Bitcoin.
Oh, give me a 50-50. Just give me Bitcoin. I could distribute it from there.
So you're gonna make your money work for you. That's smart, man. Thinking, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about you, Bryce?
Man, it's tough. It's tough. Doge's to the moon, man. So I might have to put a little bit on the Doge coin, man. Doge going crazy. But I don't know. So I would definitely be investing my money, like my guy Floyd Mayweather says. Smart investments. I'll definitely make some smart investments. But you got to make a little splash for yourself. I might go get the new whip, you know what I mean? I might go get something flashy, something, at least something though. I ain't gonna buy it outright, hold it for a few months or something, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, maybe a whip, but you definitely got to invest. You definitely got to be smart with your money. I might even invest into a small business, have something that's gonna sustain you for while you still making that NFL check, make it 2 checks coming in.
Okay, so a whip and a business. So you plan on throwing your money away?
Whipping the business, depending on what business. I don't think that's throwing your money away. I think that's how you get richer.
If you listen to any stories, man, these pros tell you they lost their money by cars, jewelries, businesses, and helping out families. But it's your millions. It's your millions. I got something wildly different. Hold up, what we got from Hansel? Buy a house, save the rest. Gronk literally don't touch, live off into it. That's Gronk. That's a smart man. I mean, I think you might get more responsible when you was in the locker room with Aaron Hernandez, so I respect it. But as for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what I won't spend it on. I tell you, word to Deshaun Watson, I won't buy a massage therapist. I won't spend it on that. But you know what I'm saying? My first check, it's me, man. So I'm tired of these women going down to Dr. Miami and all that, buying these bodies. I'm getting my hair back, baby. I'm getting the hair back. I'm popping out with braids under the helmet.
You coming out like Karan Butler, huh? You getting that Deion Sanders jump?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have a little hair like Tiger, Tory Lanez or something, man. You know what I'm saying? I want something I can comb through. I'm gonna comb through my hair. You know what I'm saying? With a $100 comb, man, platinum comb. Stun on y'all a little bit, man.
But he gonna pop back up with some dreadlocks.
Hey, you know, I ain't no more Beijing, buddy. The real thing.
Yo, that's the realest thing I ever heard in my life.
Hey, man, I gotta make my money. Hey, I respected what y'all wanted to do with y'all money.
My man said I'm getting a beard transplant to my dome.
Man, what? I ain't had nobody run their fingers through my hair since high school. We running it back,
genetics, baby. Genetics, baby. Genetics.
We running it back. But
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Since we're talking about genetics, bro. Since we're talking about genetics, we're talking about grooming. It's only right that we have a word from our first actually official sponsor. And we're going to tell you about it. Our first official sponsor is actually Manscaped. Gas is brought to you by Manscaped, officially brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, fellas. Got to protect the hardware. They just dropped the Lawnmower 4.0, and they hooked us up. The whole squad got Lawnmower 4.0s. It's a whole new ball game, fellas. That's why they brought gas in for reinforcements. So over 2 million men worldwide who are getting Manscaped with our exclusive offer. 20% off, free shipping, promo code GASNET20. Cash in at manscaped.com. Bryce, tell them more.
And the whole product line is official. I got the Lawnmower 3.0, the Lawnmower 4.0. It's like collecting the Infinity Stones, man. Get it, man. It's simple. Simple as pie. GASNET 20. That's GasNet20. Not only do you get 20% off your order, but you get free shipping. Don't let your lady be the only one clean down there, fellas. Let's get it.
Hey,
yeah, get you the crop preserver too. You feel me? It's like deodorant for your under. You know what I'm saying? For your undercarriage. You know what I'm saying?
And don't forget, man. Supporting Manscaped is supporting Gas Prevents Sports for the culture. So GasNet20, get your orders in right now.
Yeah, shout out to Manscaped. You know what I'm saying? They sent the care package. They took care of the boy. I'm happy. The wife happy. Happy wife, happy life. Shoot, treat yourself for Mother's Day, man. Your wife gonna enjoy it too. So, it's the gift that keeps giving. But let's keep this thing pushing, man. Let's jump into some NBA talk, man. And one of my favorite guys to talk about, if y'all been watching, y'all know, man. LeBron James. And
oh man, the slander.
Yeah, boy. LeBron always finds something right for me to at least pick at. But LeBron recently. Let me give you his quote on the playing game. I don't want to misquote him. I don't want nobody saying I'm hating. This from LeBron himself. Whoever came up with this shit needs to be fired. Just last year we had him saying, let these little teams battle for the playing game. And this year he wants somebody's head, man. How do y'all guys feel about this? Do you buy or sell what LeBron's saying, man? Do you guys like the playing game? But how do you feel about LeBron hating the playing game? Hey, G, sound up.
I'm buying it because it is the king. The king has spoken. We shall obey the king. And on top of that, man, I get where he's coming from. You don't work the ass off. Now you're telling me there's a slight possibility you might lose your spot in the playoffs. to a team that's in 10th place that barely worked their way back to it. Nobody want to see that shit. Shit, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Golden State play. It's over for them. They're a dub, literally dub. And I'm agreeing with LeBron James, man. Whoever did that shit, man, fired him. All that shit they say, I don't believe none of that shit. That shit is false. It's fabricated lies.
So whoever came up with that idea, they need to be out on the street, out of a job.
You heard the king. He's coming for the neck. He's coming for the head. Get him out of there.
All right, man. I feel it, man. The king can't give him the thumbs down and say execute him, man, off with the head, man. Bryce, how you feel about it?
Man, y'all know I defend Bron more than most on this show, but there's nothing about this I can defend, man. You can't just switch your tune up like that. Last year he loved it, man. When it was Portland and it was a couple other teams that were beneath him, he wanted to see him battle it out. But now that it's your turn to be in the play-in, you not with it. Now that it's your turn to perhaps get eliminated, you not with it. I can't buy this at all, man. I'm selling it. The play-in tournament, I think, is great for the NBA. Don't get me wrong. I do think it does take some of the stain away from the regular season, though. I mean, we got 72-game regular season. It doesn't mean as much for those last, 3 or 4 teams. But at the end of the day, man, the Lakers had injuries and they dropped. They still got a shot, to make it outright. But you guys know, I said it on the show last week. I said, look, the Lakers are probably going to be in the play-in tournament. Y'all looked at me like I was crazy then. A week later, it's looking more and more like a possibility. And LeBron, he's not feeling it, and I'm selling it.
That's a fact, man. The Lakers are 1 game out of the play-in tournament, man. So every game counts. That's why I like it. You can't take none of these games off. You can't coast in at 5 or 6, maybe 7. No, you got to go. You got to ball to the end of the season. Scrap, how you feel?
Yeah, I'm selling it, man. It's total horse shit. You break it down, bro. Like, what you talking about, Bron? Like, you talking about, okay, yeah, you don't like the play-in tournament. Yeah, you was just flip-flopping a year ago. Yeah, because it was all good when King James is watching the peasants go at each other, right? But it's another thing when you're a peasant. And now you are down there with the peasants, supposedly. Now, right now, I think they propped up a few games. But, yeah, well, if you fall into that tax bracket, my friend, then you got to play in the play-in tournament. It is what it is, man. You feel me? It's like getting drafted into the Army, bro. If you don't want to do the time, just make sure that you're not a 7 seed. That's the bottom line.
So my question is, right? Hold on. You telling me you're supposed to like pizza all the rest of your life? You can't just switch up and eat something else? That's what we're saying here. Like I gotta like this certain type of thing. I can't switch up the next day. How about I ain't feeling that shit no more? That shit played out.
Nah, bro, I feel you on that. I do feel you on that a little bit. And I think the play-in tournament, in a way, is kind of rewarding mediocrity. When you're talking about you could be the 10th seed, you could possibly be the 20th ranked team in the NBA, and you can still have a shot at the playoff. It does reward mediocrity a little bit. And I think that's a part of the problem the NBA is going to end up facing. So I got a proposition, fellas. Tell me what y'all think about this. What if we take the remainder of the teams that don't make the playoffs and have another tournament to battle it out for that first pick? Because I'm tired of the bottom feeder just getting the biggest reward, which is the number 1 overall draft pick. What if we take the rest of those teams, put them in the tournament? Now y'all got to play in the tournament, see who gets the number 1 overall pick. So we're not just completely rewarding mediocrity and average play forever.
I really like the spirit of that. I'm not sure if it works in practice. I mean, I think you get to where a few teams just are bad for forever, man. A few franchises just can't get over the hump when you do it like that. They need those draft picks. But at the same time, it makes you have to draft better and hit on your guy, right? If you don't get that first, maybe you get the 7th. You got to hit on whoever you get. So you might be on to something. You might be on to something, man. You might got a job in the NBA office somewhere, man.
That's all right. That's a good idea, yo. I mean, as long as the rest of the picks can be set to a worst order, but the first pick should be rewarded. So, like, your team just missed the lotto, you just missed the playoffs, you just missed out, like the Pelicans, you feel me, or a team like that, they could just go and just get right, or like the Magic or something.
You know what I love, man? This season 2 of the gas, man, and I bring y'all over to the dark side. We got some actual LeBron criticism. I love it, man. It's making my heart smile right here above my manscape. It's making my heart smile, man. So, hey, keep it up, man. It's gonna be a great season we hating LeBron together. Join me, G. Join me, G. Come on, we can link up to all hate LeBron. But
I can't. Does that mean I get a beard and lose my hair?
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Oh God. No, I'm straight.
It's worth it.
But I'm saying though, right? Because like we're talking about last year, it makes sense to have a play-in tournament last year, whereas like season got cut off. This year's like, we played a whole 70 games. That's how I'm saying I buy what LeBron's saying.
No, and there is something to that. I mean, when you add context to what LeBron was saying last year about not having a play-in game, it did have a lot to do with the shortened season, the COVID restrictions, things like that. But at the same time, boy, stand on your word, bro. You told us not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. Now you flip-flopping again. I don't want to hear it. I'm not here for that. Hey, stand on your word, LeBron. You know what I'm saying? If I meet you, I'm gonna tell you stand on your word too. But
man, we'll see about that.
I'm gonna get some shoes signed first. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna keep it real with it. But who do y'all think is the biggest threat in these play-in tournaments? Wizards are super hot right now. I think the Warriors are in that play-in spot. Who do y'all think is one of the biggest threats in this play-in tournament to make some noise after, once the playoffs actually start?
For me, it's the Wizards.
So let me tell y'all who's in right now, 7 through 10 in the West. We got the Trailblazers, the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Spurs. In the East, we got the Celtics, the Hornets, the Pacers, the Wizards. So, who do y'all think is in a good situation, to make some noise out there?
Man, nobody wants to see the Wiz right now, man. 16-3 in their last 19 games. I mean, that pace is top. That's the top of the league pace right there. Russell Westbrook was hurt for the first half of the season. You know what he was hurt with? He had a torn quad. I want to see y'all jog a lap with a torn quad, let alone play in the NBA. You got a torn quad that's going to affect you, but he played through it like a real one. And hey, he's got healthy and he's got the Wiz in playoff contention. And I'm telling you right now, man, I've been telling Scruff this. Me and Scruff had a long conversation about this last night. We want the Sixers, man. We don't want the Nets. We want the Sixers. And if we do get the Sixers, I guarantee you we win at least 2 of those games. And hey, we definitely win in the first one. We might mess around and upset them boys. You never know.
I mean, the question was who was going to make some noise. Winning 2 games in the playoffs isn't a lot of noise, but I love to see it.
That's more noise than anybody. That's not gonna happen. First of all, let me just jump in. That's not gonna happen. Then that's not gonna happen. But that is noise. If one of these play-in teams comes in and wins the play-in tournament and then wins 2 games, I say that's considerable noise for a play-in team. Because truth is, most of these teams are lining up to get swept. But the real answer is the only acceptable answer is the Celtics or the Blazers. Of all those teams that you listed, they're the only teams that are actually quality playoff teams. The rest of those teams should just stay home. But I like the fact that they have the play-in tournament because it's making teams like, push down the stretch. Like the Warriors, fun basketball, like fun to watch. Bradley Beal and Westbrook, it's fun basketball. But it's all gimmicky. It's not really it's not a long-term sustainable winning formula. And if the Wizards somehow make it, I don't think they may not even qualify for the play-in tournament. But if they do qualify for the play-in tournament, I don't think they're going to make any noise. And if they do somehow make it past the play-in tournament, they damn sure ain't going to win a game against the Sixers.
Oh, hey, y'all heard it here, man. Hey, let's make this bet right now on live, Scruff. Dub, give me my dub once the Wizards win 2 or more games versus Sixers. Just have my dub. I want a crispy one. I don't want no Cash App. I don't want no Apple Pay. I want a crispy Jackson delivered into my palm, sir. Thank you.
My man said he want a fresh COVID free bill.
Exactly.
Man, how you gonna bet on a series that ain't even lined up yet? But all right. Make it into the play-in tournament first, and then make it into the first round of the play-in tournament, and then we'll talk.
We in the play-in tournament. Go ahead and check the standings, buddy. We in there.
Some Dogecoin or some Bitcoin or something, man.
A lot can happen.
Y'all living in the past betting these dubs.
Hey, you can pay me in Doge. I'm cool with that. To the moon, baby.
Hey, G, who you think making some noise? I know that they left off Steph Curry in the game. Who you think in the play-in can make some noise?
I'm agree with Bryce with the Wizards, but not for the to the 76ers playoff alleged series, but for what they did to Brooklyn Nets, the way they've been beating the Brooklyn boys, and the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are not a healthy team, no James Harden, and I don't think we're gonna see James Harden in the first round. And KD is playing his ass off, but I don't know, man. The Wizards had their number all season long. Every time they go up against each other, that's the only team they can't beat.
Okay. So we like the Wizards against some of the, you know what I'm saying, potential East Coast champions. You know what I'm saying? Guys that, you know, the teams that people think could win it all. Okay, I respect it. So let's stay on the Wizards a little bit, man. Right now, Russell Westbrook. Now, not playing threat. We off that. Right now, Russell Westbrook. I guess that's still a playing threat. I guess that's it's Westbrook time right now. But he's playing out of his mind, man. The Wizards should change the name to the Washington Westbrooks, honestly. But Westbrook's playing out of his mind. He's got all these triple doubles. He's on pace to break. I think he's 5 away maybe from breaking Oscar Robinson's triple double record. That's been around for 50 years. How do you guys feel about Westbrook, man? And just what he's doing overall before we dive a little deeper?
Yeah.
No love for the triple double. The crickets.
I'll say this much, man, is Russell Westbrook, man. Like, look at the distance between him and John Wall and Beal now. It's just like you've seen the level of difference in the comparator that he is against John Wall. No knock to John Wall, but like due to him being injured, like I gotta say, Russell Westbrook is a phenomenal phenom of a player that we get to watch. We should enjoy it until he can't give it to us no more. Pause.
Oh, we lost Bryce. We get him back though. So do you think that the Wizards can actually win with Westbrook's style of play? Like, you think that can carry over into the playoffs? Like one guy going to go.
It works. It works because you have Bradley Beal that is not a ball hog, that he doesn't really need the ball to score, but he will score and give you like 30, 50 points if need be. And the fact that Russell is a great point guard. He is not a bad point guard. In this league right now, I think he's your top 5 point guard in this league. The fact that he triple doubles all the time, guaranteed 10 plus assists a game, and rebounds just as much. You telling me this guy is not a top 10, a top 5 point guard is ridiculous because he is that and more. In my opinion, he's top 3. He's behind Chris Paul.
Okay, I'll give you top 5 in the league right now. I might even give you top 3 in the league right now. But when we're talking about a guy that's breaking Oscar Robinson records and things like that, we're talking generational talent. Do you think he's a top 5 point guard of all time?
Hell no.
Yes.
Yeah.
This man averaged a triple double 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
4 total years. 4 years total.
Bro, name another point guard that's ever done that. Besides
bro,
Oscar
they disrespectful. Robinson. He's coming off a 20 rebound, 20 assist game. You know, it's a very short list of players that have done that in the history of the NBA. There's only 2 guys on the list: Russell Westbrook and Wilt Chamberlain. I've said it before. Y'all know how I feel about lists that involve Wilt Chamberlain. If you're on a list of Wilt Chamberlain, you're probably an all-time great. Russell Westbrook is an all-time great. He's not just one of the best point guards of this era. He's one of the best point guards of all time. If you can't appreciate what he's doing, you're digging too deep with your eyes. You're doing too much with your eye test. You're trying to connect dots that aren't actually there. You're not realizing the greatness. Russell Westbrook is one of those players where a lot of people end up appreciating him once he's done. Once he hangs them up, you'll look back and say, oh my gosh, Russell Westbrook was this great. You won't even be able to believe it because right now you're not giving the man his flowers. But don't worry, he'll get it in due time. Okay, so I heard Scruff say he's not top 5 of all time. I'm inclined to agree with Scruff. I'm gonna give you guys a name. You tell me if Russ is better than them. Magic Johnson. No, nobody's better than Magic. That's the number 1.
Okay. He made that position even better. He's the reason why we look into point guards.
Isaiah Thomas?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
He's better. I put him over Isaiah Thomas. I put him over Isaiah Thomas is not – he's a point guard, right? But Isaiah Thomas is one of those guys where you could kind of say he's more of a combo guard, kind of more in that – and I wasn't in that era, but I watched enough hardwood classics to recognize what type of player he really was.
I
More
mean,
of a
Isaiah
combo guard, more of a scorer.
Isaiah was a 20 and 10 with 2 steals guy. He had a lot of talent around him, but okay, I'll give you.
I can't say Isaiah's. I can't say Russell Westbrook's better than Isaiah Thomas, bro, because Isaiah Thomas won the championship.
Yeah, but
Westbrook
that's a
has never
team
won
thing, though. That's a team thing.
Isn't the
Westbrook
point
has
guard?
had a team.
The point guard is the engine. Is the engine to the team. It is the person that sets the team up. They are the.
He's the conductor.
Literally the conductor of the team.
So y'all telling me
a good
Isaiah
point guard would win.
See, you're telling me Isaiah Thomas could do his Doug Dizzle thing, what Westbrook is doing with whatever the Wizards have on that field?
I mean,
Isaiah
Isaiah Thomas
produce
kept
the same
Jordan.
as much.
Isaiah Thomas was the hurdle that Jordan had to get over.
Right.
Yeah, because them boys, that's what they call them bad boy Pistons. Them boys were throwing elbows. Them boys were throwing haymakers playing
let's put it like this. Let's put it like this,
Mike
bro.
Tyson fight.
Let's put it like this, man. If you drop Isaiah Thomas in this era, this is the thing y'all gotta understand. Russell Westbrook could transcend any era of basketball. You drop him in the 50s, he's a dog. You drop him in the 80s, he's a dog. Right now, he's a dog. I don't know if you drop Isaiah Thomas in this current era of basketball, how much of a dog is he really? What do we look at? What do we think he would be in this era right now? Do you think he's winning 2 championships in this era with the bad boy Pistons? I'm not sure. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I know one thing about Russell Westbrook, man. He's a dog and he can lead a team. Triple-double monster, bro. Come on.
Westbrook hasn't won a championship, but I will say this. I'm gonna give you another name because we could kind of debate Isaiah. And you said any generation. What about this generation? Is he better than Steph Curry?
No.
Is Steph Curry a point guard? Maybe.
He's a point guard.
I don't view Steph Curry as a point guard.
Yeah, same here.
Bro, how can you not view guys as point guards when there's no other point guard on the starting lineup? Who's the point guard on the team now?
Right. I mean, they kind of got more of a point guard by committee. Draymond Green is a facilitator just as much as Steph Curry in that offense.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I don't really view Steph Curry.
Y'all trying to change the debate, man. Look up the position. Look up Steph Curry's position and tell me it ain't a point guard, man. Stop it.
Okay, I'm gonna throw you.
Well, look, I put Russ over Steph Curry at the end of the day, so it is what it is.
That's outrageous.
That's absolutely crazy. But all right, what about this?
It's not crazy. It's not crazy.
Is Russ better than Jason Kidd?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. He's better.
Maybe.
Not really though. Not really. Jason Kidd led the Nets to 3 straight championships, bro. Russell Westbrook could never, bro. Could never.
And he won one with
never.
He didn't win any of those chips when he was leading the team. He won a chip with Dallas as a fourth fiddle. I mean, JJ Barea was balling harder than Jason Kidd when they won the chip. I don't want to hear that.
It ain't about, but Westbrook went to the chip one time, right? He had KD on the squad. Westbrook by himself, whatever. He had help, but getting to the chip 3 times as a point guard, and let's not forget they had Vince Carter on some of them teams, but bro, he was doing it with Richard Jefferson and Kenyon Martin, bro. Like, he was really point guarding them teams, like.
Respect, but who else was in the East at that time? You didn't have you didn't have teams like Miami with the big 3. You didn't have teams like Golden State with KD, bro. That was not happening in that era. If you drop Russ in that era, he probably goes to a championship.
Nah, if you drop Russ in that era, he's probably Stephon Marbury.
What are you talking about, bro? What? That's so blasphemous, bro. That's what I said, man. People not giving Russ his flowers, bro. Comparing Russ to Stephon Marbury is the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard, bro.
So who's better, AI or Russell? Because I say Russell.
No.
AI.
That's a tough conversation. Is it similar? I lean towards Russell. When you look at a career,
AI.
I lean towards Russell.
AI.
Yeah, you're gonna say AI.
Russ is Steve Nash.
Russell.
Yeah, I can't.
What did Steve Nash do that's so amazing? What, his MVP year?
He's had MVP.
I'll give you that.
His MVP year when someone else should have won MVP, when Kobe should have won MVP? Are y'all crazy? When he didn't even have the best stats in the league? Are y'all kidding me, bro? He was on the best team with the best record. I give him that. Russ won MVP doing something that no one else has ever done in 50 years. Come on.
I mean, Steve Nash is 3rd in assists all time. I mean, he's not
Russ up there though. Like,
where will Russ end in assists? Where will Russ end in assists? What do you think? You don't think Russ is going to be Russell probably end up beating Steve Nash in assists. He keep going at this pace, bro. Come on, bro.
Man.
Y'all talking about Russ like his career is over too. He's nowhere near over.
Russ or John Stockton?
Russ.
Stockton. What?
It's
Russ over Stockton?
If Russell was playing with Karl Malone, that's a tip. Y'all boys is crazy, man.
Bro, Stockton has 3,000 more assists than than Nash. Like, I don't know, man.
Stockton could dish him. Couldn't do much of anything else. I mean, he could hit a mid-range, but couldn't do much of anything else, but he definitely could dish him.
I mean, I think he's selling Stockton short. I'm a little older than you guys. So I seen him on that pick and roll, absolutely unstoppable with him and Malone. All right, man. I think I got another name? Because I see this is a Russ party. I might got another name. Let me check my notes.
Nah, I got one. Chris Paul, man. What up?
Chris Paul.
I'm taking Chris Paul.
I'm going Russ, bro. Russ and Chris Paul just literally played with the exact same team. This is a fact.
And what happened?
Russ finished 4th with them, and Chris Paul finished 8th with them, 7th or 8th.
Hey, but
what do you mean? What happened? That's simple.
No,
he finished 6th.
Russ took them boys 4th. Simple.
Which team had more wins? Russ with Chris Paul Russ with OKC or Chris Paul with OKC? Same team. The same.
I remember where they finished. But I'm not sure who ever wins. I can look that up though. I got Google.
No, I already know it. Both teams had 44 wins. I already know it.
So you're telling me one's better because they had the exact same wins?
Okay, so now we get to the playoffs, right? We got the exact same wins. We get to the playoffs. What did Russ do in the playoffs?
Shit.
I think he got beat by Lillard, right?
No, he got beat. Yeah, 4-1. 4-1. He got beat. You don't remember Lillard rocking the baby on him? All that.
And what happened to Paul in the playoffs?
Paul lost in Game 7 to Houston.
So they both lost. So we're giving them more credit for going to Game 7. All right. Cool.
All right. Okay.
You both lose in the same round.
So what position did the Wizards finish in last year in the standings?
They finished low. They finished low enough to have the number 9 overall pick.
They probably finished 10th.
10th. Where are they at right now?
Bro, I literally just told you that Russell Westbrook has played half the season with a torn quad. You know what that means? You know what it means to have a torn quad yourself? Or y'all just like never minding that like it didn't happen? Did you watch Russ in the first half of the season? He wasn't even dunking in the first half of the season because he could not jump. He played through a torn quad. And look where they are now. Last 19 games, 16-3.
Here, Dr. Fauci. If you get on the court, you know what I'm saying, you hurt or you injured. If you're going to suit up and play, look, don't leave now. Bring that ass back. Don't leave now. He went to check the stats. I ain't mad at him.
Hey man, my technical difficulty said you was being blasphemous, so it dropped me out the live, man. I'm back though. Stop disrespecting the boy Russ. Put some respect on his name, man.
All right, so we got 2 people that think he's not a top 5 guard of all time, and 2 guys that think he is. We split down the middle. We're gonna have to let the fans decide. That's the only fair way to do this at this point, right?
Yeah, the only problem is they tend to he's top 5, but I could name like 8 guys better than him, but that's another conversation.
No, you can name 8 guys that you think are better than him. And at the end of the day, Russ's career is not over. When it's all said and done, when you stack up the numbers, when you stack up his accomplishments, he will be top 5 point guards of all time, unless you're just using your flawed eye test to come up with something that you feel. And if you use feelings, fine, you'll take Russ down. But if you use facts, he's top 5.
What I know is Chris Paul, the Suns were a 10th place team. You know what I'm saying? They was barely in the bubble and all that, right? Did they even make the bubble?
No,
I don't even remember. They 10th place team. They're number 2 in the league. They were just number 1. Chris Paul elevates teams, man. That's what I know.
It's a fact.
I don't care if Russ is top 5, but he's not above Chris Paul in any shape or form. You know what I'm saying? The league wouldn't let Chris Paul go link up with nobody. Like they said, no sir.
No, that's a fact. I think that's the toughest comparison is Chris Paul and Russ. I really can go either one when it comes to Chris Paul and Russ. If I'm being honest, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, but y'all know how I feel about Chris Paul, man. I said it. I told y'all he's my MVP this year. When y'all was looking at me crazy when I said that. So I love Chris Paul, but when it's all said and done, and we're comparing careers, Russell will have the better career than Chris Paul. If Chris Paul gets a championship with the Suns, that changes things. If he doesn't get a chip and we stack their careers together, if you don't put Russ over him, it's going to end up looking blasphemous.
Yeah, if you look at stats only, then yeah, Russell Westbrook's the choice. But if you actually watch basketball games and you watch the fourth quarter of basketball games particularly, then you're going to choose Chris Paul.
I'm taking Chris Paul. I like the basketball IQ. I'm going with the real point guard, the floor general. They both make ugly styles of Jordans. You know what I'm saying? So they're a tie right there. But you know what I'm saying? Moving to some culture, man. I mean, anything else on the basketball on Russ? Or can we get into some culture?
Russ will never win a championship. Russell Westbrook will never win a championship. Not as the best player on a team, for sure.
Well, neither will Chris Paul. So whatever, man. Neither will Chris Paul. So it is.
Are we taking shots at player that Ben Simmons will never have a J period?
All right. I'm gonna revise my statement. I'll revise my statement then. Chris Paul can win a championship. He probably will win a championship, but Russell Westbrook will never win a championship. Period. It doesn't even matter if he was the worst player on the team. He will never win one.
Blasphemy, bro. This is a guy that was literally in the championship, and it's like his third or fourth season in the league, bro. Leading a team to the championship.
I feel like he's the reason that they lost. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's not, bro. No, he's not.
Let's finish this thing up with some culture, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some music. I feel like we ain't really talked about music in a while. A lot of new albums dropped. Khaled dropped. Couple new things out there. Cole just said he dropping in a couple months or next month, right? Cole dropping next month.
This month.
Oh, this month?
On the 14th of May.
Oh, is this okay? So that's a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got new music dropping. So you know, I think Russ has been, you know, a feature to a lot of teams. Now he's the main guy. So, but musically, right? Which artists are killing the features? You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite artist to hit features on? Like, when they're on somebody else's track, it just enhances everything, man. Who's the top artist to feature on another person's song for you guys?
I like
Gunna.
Gunna. If it's not Gunna's little melody, he be saying he's a hook artist to me right now. It's him, and Baby, him and Little Baby. Him and Little Baby is like 1A and 1B.
Baby and Gunna definitely kill everything they on. So I can respect that, man. What you got, Scrub?
Man, all right. If you talking about, I got trifecta for you. I'm gonna hit you with the heavy hitters. So if you talking about just literally feature, like a rap feature, then there is no other.
It could be R&B.
No. I'm gonna give you one of each flavor. So if you're talking about rap feature, then the answer is Drake. There's nobody that's gonna be a better feature than Drake. Because that's what I said, like Drake said, that's why every song sounds like Drake featuring Drake. You know what I'm saying? And he's the king of the features, right? Stay Scheming. The list goes on, man. I'm not even going to go through it. So if you want that kind of feature, you got Drake. If you want an R&B feature, you want somebody that's going to bring you that instant R&B crossover appeal, shit, you got to go Chris Brown. Tiger made a whole album with Chris Brown as a featuring. And that joint literally sold records only because of the featuring. Anytime you get Chris Brown on the featuring, it's a vibe, bro. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? Like the joint with Young Thug, you know, it's just different. It's a Chris Brown joint. You know what it is. And then last but not least, honestly, personally, is my favorite person to have a feature because he's actually, I'm not saying only good on features, but he is notoriously legendary with features. And it's Ty Dolla $ign, bro. Ty Dolla $ign is just a vibe, bro. I was listening to the song earlier, the Psycho with Post Malone, and I'm like, man, if Ty Dolla $ign wasn't on the song, I don't even think I would listen to it. Like, he makes that song, bro. Like, he makes the song, bro. He just gives it the vibe. It's just a certain level that he brings. He owes anybody that he had a featuring with, you best believe, you know, they owe him. Like, you know, he made so many songs. The list goes on. Ty Dolla $ign, man, so underrated. Just a different kind of vibe, different kind of artist altogether.
I feel you because and those three guys, man, they can do multiple genres. Like you could really throw a party and play nothing but Drake, Chris Brown, and Ty Dolla $ign features, and you still have a great vibe. You know what I'm saying? Fun time to party. That's strong three, man. That's strong three. What you got there, Bryce?
I don't know, man. I wasn't trying to go with super heavy hitters. I mean, I feel like Drake. That's an automatic one. I mean, we know that. Like,
You got a sleeper?
if I was to say Hove, that's an automatic one. Like, I mean, who am I fooling? If I were to say Ye, we already know Ye is killing every feature. I do think Todd Dolla $ign was a good under the radar one. But I'm giving sleepers, man, like I always do, man. I'm going under the radar every time. One guy that I feel like kills every feature is my guy, Yo Gotti, bro. When Yo Gotti's featured on a track, he just kills the joke. Like he has repeated success in features, man. So shout out to Yo Gotti. Doesn't get a ton of credit. You know, you never hear. I wouldn't. If we're talking about best rapper of all time, I probably wouldn't be mentioning him. But we're talking about.
You got a favorite Yo Gotti feature, like a favorite joint?
Ooh.
I mean, every time he's been throwing on one with Nicki Minaj, he seems to kill it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What's
I got one.
What's that?
I got that joint, the Here I Go, joint with on the Jada Kiss Champions Here 3, Yo Gotti featuring.
Yeah. No, that's a classic. That's a classic. I mean, every time I hear Yo Gotti on a feature, I just feel like he kills it. Another
Yo
guy was that
super underrated, super slept on, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like Yo Gotti been doing it for a minute, and he don't get a ton of credit.
That's what I'm saying. A lot
Break
of
it up. I'm gonna break it up. I mean, come on, man.
Put
a date on it. Put a date on it, man. I mean, that might have been his song with Lil Baby, but you guys, Yo Gotti on a song with somebody that's super hot, that joint gonna go crazy, bro. It's repeated success in doing that. Another guy that I think go crazy on features is my guy Titty Boy 2 Chainz, man. When you throw Chainz on the feature, bro, he kills features. Like he kills features. I'm thinking back to that Ye era when Ye was throwing 2 Chainz on features and cut a little mayonnaise. Oh my goodness, this guy Chainz was actually on the song with Ye and somebody else. And to me, Chainz
Big Sean.
Chainz, Big Sean, Ye, and Chainz went the hardest on the track.
And Push.
That tells me something, bro. That tells me something. When you can be underrated or slightly more underrated than the artist you on the track with, and on the feature you go harder than them, I respect that. So those are 2 guys I love hearing on features, man. Chainz, Yo Gotti. Those are 2 of my top guys. If I had a song and I just needed a feature, I'm picking those 2 guys, man. I ain't gonna go with Drake and get outshined all crazy. All of a sudden my song's a hit because of you. Nah, man. Give me Chainz, give me Gotti.
I feel you. I hear it. All excellent picks. I went with guys that I think, you know what I'm saying, just really own that feature, you know what I'm saying, sound. When you hear them, they're gonna have the best verse. They're gonna change how the song sounds. You might even think the song is their song when you hear them on it. The 2 guys I got, I'm gonna start with 3 Stacks, man. Keep your heart, 3 Stacks, keep your heart. Hey, when you hear 3 Stacks on the song, man, it's rare. But that's why it's a gem. You know what Stacks gonna give you, man. Wish we could get more from him, but he's doing his thing. He's playing a little flute around the town or whatever. But that's a guy that every feature he kills. I'm surprised nobody said this guy. Come on, man. You said Drake, but this is the father of Drake, man. The guy that birthed Drake, Lil Wayne. He is the feature king. How we miss Weezy? Come on, man. I am the beast. Feed me rappers or feed me beats. Come on, man. Wayne on anything, man. On anything.
Before going to jail, Wayne.
You said before going to jail? Nah, even now, Wayne kills stuff.
But he kills everything, though. He really does kill everything. Remember that joint he did with Kelly Rowland, yo? The Motivation? He killed that joint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Rain on my head.
He killed that joint with Jack Harlow, too, man.
He killed the joint with Lil Wayne. Wherever you get Wayne, first of all, man, as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? That's like you know what I'm saying, playing horse for Kobe or something, you know what I mean? Like that's the one memory you get. Like, you arrived when you can get a feature from Wayne. You know what I'm saying? You arrived when you in the league and you get blessed by one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I got for my feature. I think Nicki Minaj is a low-key feature killer too. But what else y'all got? Anything else? Any more sleepers or?
I'm surprised no one said Pusha T, because Pusha T is great on features.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a bad feature artist.
Pusha Ton. Yeah, man.
I want to say J. Cole, but J. Cole doesn't do that many features.
But he has killed some, bro. He killed that London job. killed that joint with Thug, that London. Oh man, that
Yeah.
joint was crazy.
True. He did body that shit. He did body that.
I like Cole features better than I like his actual music by himself. So, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a Cole guy.
Cole's a good one. Cole's a good one.
Ooh.
But that's all I got, man. That's all I got for y'all tonight. What anything else? Anything we forget?
Bruno Mars is one of my favorite feature artists.
We said Bruno Mars?
Yes, Bruno Mars.
Okay.
The Weeknd too. The Weeknd can you throw the Weeknd on the track, bro. I'm thinking about that Low Life when it was him and Future. Future too, bro. You know, Future's my guy, bro. I feel like you throw Future on any track, he kind of kills it, bro.
But
Future is a future king. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
hey, man.
Future that dude.
Future. Man, we could have. I make me wish I redid my list, man.
I just wasn't trying to go with the big ones, though. I wasn't trying to go with the heavy hitters, man. Them automatics, like we just know, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to go under the radar a little bit, but you know, y'all know the heavy hitters, they get the job done when you need a feature. That's just a fact. Lil Baby might be that new dude, though. G, you had a good point, man. Lil Baby is that new dude. You throw him on the track, that don't guaranteed gold at least.
That's what I thought we were going to, like around that area, like, you know, the new up and coming.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought we were just, you know what I'm saying, throwing out the legends, the big boys. But I think all in all, we came up with a good list, man. But how y'all feel about the new time slot, man? I'm enjoying it. I want to hear what the fans think. If you a fan, tap in. Let us know. We did this thing a little earlier. Hopefully y'all was able to put the kiddies to bed and tune in. We're going to see. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Thanks for rocking with us. Hey, Scruff, take us out, man. What can they find the guys sports show? My bad.
Hey, man, we on YouTube, man. I don't know sure where you're watching us from, but if you're not watching us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, man. That way you can stay plugged in. We got shorter videos, all types of good stuff coming your way. A lot of hotness coming your way. Also, if you're trying to get some of this hotness that I'm wearing, go ahead and get you a gas hat. Gas masks are still on sale. $10 right now while you can still mask up. Get your mask up. Go ahead and get you a lawnmower. Get you a Manscaped package. Use the promo code GASNET20. Get you super right. Ladies gonna love you, man. Tell them Scruffline sent you, baby. But besides that, man, it's Tuesday, man. It's love. We doing what we do, man. We do it for the culture, man. And we do it so well, man. And you know how we close it out every single time, man. We sports for the culture.
Deportes por la cultura.